Go. Hello, my name's Gemma, and this is my daughter Alana. I am a children's yoga instructor. So I am normally working in schools, teaching groups of children how to have fun doing yoga. So we wanted to pop on to this Inspiring Females event and just let you know what we've been doing at home. And also just go through some of the sort of ground rules, if you like, with how we structure just a light-hearted, quick, but it can be as long as you want, just a regular practice. So things that you can build into your everyday. So just before we start, I know we have a mat down. You don't have to have a mat to be able to do any of this. So don't worry if you don't have a mat. You can just do it on the carpet. Sometimes I find that you slip a little bit on the carpet, but do you know what? We've got to do whatever we can do at the minute. So how should we start? Right, so first of all, very, very important whenever you start any yoga practice is your intention. So what are you looking to do, or what are you looking to become, to feel like on your mat? Okay, so we chose 3 intentions that we thought kind of worked really well with what's going on in the world at the moment. And just as a side note, I apologise that my camera's all skew if I have a little bit of a makeshift setup here, and it's not perfect by any means, but we'll do, as I say, we'll do what we can do. We're living simply here. So yes, we have 3 intentions, and before we start, we're just going to focus our breathing on those intentions. So we have, I am strong. I don't know whether you can see that. Okay, strength is one of our intentions today. I am safe. Safety is another one of our intentions today. And I am loved. Okay, so one of our intentions is to feel loved within ourselves. And the reason I chose these 3 is because strength's one, feelings that might be coming up at the moment and actually in any day, is fear, hopeless, weakness. You know where I'm going with this. So we want to balance out those feelings. We want to set an intention that we want to feel strong, and throughout the whole practice we'll be thinking, I am strong. Okay, with the safety one, again, we might be feeling a bit vulnerable, we might be feeling like restricted, but actually we want to turn that into a safety feeling. And also with this one, safety, we're going to just bring it all back to connecting with ourselves, feeling safe within ourselves, aligning ourselves. Last one, I am loved. We might be feeling disconnected from the rest of the world at the moment, let's be honest. We're not getting that human connection or the closeness that we might normally get. So we want to bring it back to feeling loved. And this is where it really works very well to get your family together. So you might not be connected with the wider world, but within your family unit, you can feel really loved. So doing this practice together with your children really helps. Okay, so I've spoken for a bit too long, as I normally do. But we're going to get started. Okay, so we want to start with our breathing, and now I really find it's nice to face each other. Okay, so you can hold hands. All right, we're going to breathe in and out. Now I want you to make sure that you are sitting with your spine bottom on the floor, okay, straight all the way through your back, through your neck, all the way up, okay. And now I just want you to make sure that your tummy is pulled in and that your tailbone is pointing straight into the floor. I don't know whether you can see that on the video. Tailbone straight into the floor, tummy pulled in, okay, rather than this or this overarching, and I'll talk about that in a little while. Okay, so tailbone tucked in, straight into the floor like a tree trunk, all the way up, straight up. Imagine there's a piece of string pulling out the top of your head you want your neck to be nice and straight. Okay, holding hands, breathing in, lifting the chest, breathing out. So as we breathe in through our nose and out through our mouth. Relax the shoulders and out. So we want to focus on our intentions now, okay? You want to breathe in strength. Breathe out any fear. Breathe in strength. Breathe out any fear. Breathe in strength. Breathe out fear. Okay, next one, I am safe, okay? Breathe in safety. Breathe out, what did we say that was? Can you remember? No? Okay. Unsure? Okay, just breathe in safe. Breathe out again any fear, any anxiety, any worries. Breathe in safe. And you can say to yourself, I am safe. I am safe. I am safe. Last one, loved. Okay, we're going to do the same thing. I am loved. I am loved. I am loved. I am loved. And then just before we finish, just want Alana to turn around, because this is another way that you can do it. If face-to-face feels uncomfortable, and this is particular something that sometimes boys can feel uncomfortable with, girls not so much, but boys, they can feel uncomfortable. Turn around, just completely the other way around, so you're the same way as me. Okay, and then just place your hand on their back, one on the shoulder, one on the back. Okay, so you can lift the chest. Okay, lots of times that we're sitting like this, we're over a computer. Lift the chest just by gently bringing back the shoulder and then against the hand. Okay, does that feel good? Okay, breathing in, strength. Breathing in, safety. Breathing in, love. Good. Okay, so we've centered and we've grounded ourselves. All right, come back, Alana. Okay, now we're going to stretch our spine. So we're going to work on strengthening our spine. Okay, so we did a little bit of that when we did our breathing. We sat up nice and tall, pulled our tummy in and made sure that our back was nice and straight. Okay, so now we are going to go over to the side. Okay, so we're going to bring our arms up. We can come up the front. We're a bit restricted on space here. We're going to bring our arm down to the side and then we're going to stretch over. Okay, so we're stretching our spine over to the side, coming up, bringing that arm up, bringing this arm down, take her please, and then coming over to this side. Okay, one more time, down to this side, over. Now making sure that you're lifting your chest, so you're not collapsing it and you're not arching too far back. So you want to be nice and straight. Coming down, hand down on the floor, other arm over and stretching. Okay, so we've done side to side. Now we want to go backwards and forwards. Okay, so to do this, we are going to place our hands over our knees. Okay, grab hold of our knees and hollow in this tummy area here. Okay, and then we can lift our chest up and arch slightly back. Okay, come back to neutral spine. Lift your hands underneath your knees this time and this lends itself very well to arching the back over. Okay, so if I sit to the side, okay, tucking your hands under your knees, arching your back over. Okay, you should be able to feel stretch all the way over your back. Bringing your hands over to the front, stretching up, little arch of the back this time. Okay, so we're not, this is neutral spine, this is arching, lifting, bringing those shoulders down from your ears as well. Okay, and then hooking under and curling up, over, lifting up, taking your hands under, curling over. Good. Okay, now we are a little bit restricted on our space right now, but we're going to go into a warrior pose because the cards that I've chosen today, I just wanted to keep it really simple for you, the 3 cards. So the strength one is a warrior pose. Okay, so Alana, if you're going to get into the warrior pose. Okay, and this is one that you can, I'm crowding down, you can do together to really build a connection between the two of you. So don't worry, Alana, you can come forward a little bit on there. All right, so your back leg, is this your back leg? Yeah, okay, back leg facing out to the side. See how Alana's foot's pointing towards the camera here. Your front foot is going to be pointing towards that wall there, okay, in alignment with your arm. Okay, arms up, nice. Okay, so lean forward, bend your front knee. No, sorry, not lean forward, bend your front knee, okay, and just sit down. Now, as we are here, Alana, I want you to think about what your tailbone is doing and just check for me, is it pointing down to the floor? And this is something that you can really get your children to do, as well as yourself, is think about where is your tailbone pointing. So when you are in your warrior pose, okay, is your tailbone pointing out like this? So you're sort of doing this, or is it too far back? Are you here? Okay, think about where your tailbone, and what I mean is this bit here, okay? Think about where your tailbone is. It should be pointing directly down to the floor, and that will mean that you are in alignment. Okay, push weight into your feet, keep your arms nice and strong. Now what we're going to do is we're going to get parents to come along, starting at the shoulders, okay, with your hands quite firm, like you're testing ripe fruit. Okay, so just putting a little bit of squeeze onto the shoulders and then coming down the arms here, all the way down to the fingers. Okay, coming back to the shoulders and then sliding your hands all the way down, pulling on the fingers, bing, bing. Okay, all the way along here. Okay, and then obviously asking their permission if you can come down the body. So are you happy for me to come down the body? Okay, so you can take the chest here, you can just, again, just a little bit of pressure. Obviously if they start flinching, there's too much pressure, talk to each other, is that okay? Grabbing the hips, okay, give them a little bit of a squeeze. Okay, and then obviously asking permission again, can I come down the legs? Can I squeeze down the legs? Okay, so a little bit of pressure down, squeezing down the legs all the way down to the ankle. Now Alana stepped on a thorn yesterday, so she is a little bit tender on her foot at the minute. That's probably not helping you with this pose, is it? Okay, so we're going to come down all the way down to the floor. Now I'm going to go over to the other leg because of her foot. Okay, so come back a little bit, Alana. Okay, so with the front leg, I'm going to come all the way down to the knee, over, down to the floor, and then really ground the foot in the floor with your hands. And then ask, how does that feel?
Nice.
Yeah. So every time you do this, when you ground their foot into the floor, I'm not putting any weight on my hands really, but I am just stabilising their foot on the floor. It sends a message of real safety and security. So that leaves us nice nicely onto the next pose that we're going to do, which is I am safe. Okay, and you can do this one again. You can do the grounding of the foot. Okay, so that's it. Alana's going round with her legs. This is quite a tricky pose, so if you don't want to do this pose and maybe you want to do a tree pose or something like that, you can. So this, with the parents' aid, if you just hold their upper body until they find their balance, okay, and then maybe come down to the hips. You're still going, still balancing, okay, and then you can, if they feel, yeah, if they feel balanced enough, you can come down and do the foot, okay. But don't worry if you're coming out of balance. It's okay. We all come out of balance, don't we? Have some fun with it, okay. So then we're going to come on to tree pose then, Alana, okay. And actually we'll go through the 3 tree poses. So number 1 here, just bringing your ankle above your your heel above your ankle, okay, in this tree pose. Tree pose number 2 is you're just going to bring your foot in between your ankle and your knee here, okay. And then tree pose number 3, you can come right up here, okay. Bring your arms over your head, you can't see me, and then bring your hands down to heart center, okay. Rogue child. Go Dylan, sweetheart. Yay, well done. Hey, Alana has had to go. Her foot is really hurting her at the moment, so bless her. She did want to help me with the video, but we can't help that at the minute. Okay, so I'm just going to take you through a gentle flow, because I was trying to adjust what I was doing with Alana just so that it wouldn't put too much pressure on her foot. So what I think I'm going to do is go through the flow that I've been doing and the ones that my children have just been dipping in and out of. And this is a really important thing to remember, is that if you force yoga, it's not going to give you the benefit. Okay, so just go with your body and feel how your body wants to move. Now, there are some key elements of alignment that we might want to focus on, but actually listening to your body is more important than trying to force it to do some alignment. The alignment will come from just regular practice. Anyway, I'm waffling again. Okay, so we're going to start with a gentle flow. So we always start standing up, and I know you can't see me, which is why I wanted Alana, but hey, this is what we're going to do, okay? So we're going to start off with our feet hip distance apart, okay? And then we're going to bring our arms up. I'll do it this way. Up, all the way up to the ceiling, stretching up, and then coming down to our heart center with our hands together. Let's see if I can come back here. Okay. Breathing in your intention, strength, safe, love. Good. Coming down, all the way back up again, arms open nice and wide, all the way up to the top, and then we're going to fold forwards all the way down to the floor. Now, this is where we want to listen to our body, okay? When we fold down for the first time, these muscles in our legs, they don't stretch yet, okay? We need to stay here for a moment and breathe and notice our muscles and our legs start to stretch, okay? Hollow the tummy, breathe in and out. Feel these starting to stretch. Okay, then when we feel that they're loosening up, we can breathe in, come up just to our knees. Okay, so I want you to keep your back nice and flat. Okay, just to that right angle, onto your knees. Breathing in. And then stretching down, and you may find now you've got a little bit more movement in your legs,
okay? And then there will come a time when your hips will start to expand. So you'll feel this sort of movement of your hips starting to move out, which will then allow you to bend forward some more. And when you feel that, we've achieved what we want to in this pose, in that we've turned on our legs. Okay, then we're going to walk our hands forwards. I'm really restricted in space, so I do apologise. Okay, we're going to go into our downward dog, and again we're going to wiggle around. As you see, I do a lot of wiggling around when I'm yoga, okay, until we can feel the stretching of our legs. Okay, so in this pose you want to push your bottom away from your hands, okay, and then what you can do is make sure that your index fingers are pointing straight forward. Okay, that just stops us from hunching our shoulders around our ears. Then you want to try and get your heels onto the floor. Don't worry if you're up here, that's fine. Over time you will be able to bring your heels to the floor. Okay, and then wait for your body to adjust to the pose. Often we want to rush through the pose and just force it, but actually we've just got to wait for our body. And then it does adjust to the pose. Good, come down onto the knees. Bring your hands forward slightly so that your shoulders are over your wrists and so that your hips are over your knees. Now we're going to do the same thing with our spine that we did when we were sitting. We're going to go up and down, and then we're going to go from side to side. Okay, but we're going to do it slowly. So we're going to arch over into our cat pose. Sorry, I just realised my mic's really close to my mouth. I might get really loud. Into our cat pose, and then coming into flat back, and then poking our tailbone into the air so that you arch your back down, or dip your back I should say. So we're leading with this tailbone here. Whenever we're in on all fours, tailbone pointing down to the floor means that your back arches over. Tailbone pointing up to the ceiling, dip the back. Okay, so just like we did on the floor when we were sitting and we were arching over and then stretching back, this is one that you can do on all fours. Okay, and then we're just going to move from side to side, so moving your weight from one leg to another, moving that spine from side to side. Good, and then what we're going to do is a little rotation. So we're going to lift one hand off of the floor and open the chest. Again, wait for your body. If you get to here and you're, stay there. Wait for your body, and it might let you go a little bit further, but just wait for it to catch up. Okay? And then what we're going to do is come down with our arm and then post it through this space here. Post it through and rotate to the side. You can come down if you want to and let this hand rest. Okay. Coming back up onto all fours. Notice how your body feels when you come back up to this center after that rotation. And then we're going to come up with the other arm again, up as far as you can. Wait for your body to adjust. And then we're going to post it through here and just come down. If you can't come all the way down, it's fine. Just leave your hand there And if you want to, if this is too much on your arms, you can sit back and do it in a child's pose instead. Okay, so we're going to come back onto all fours, and then what we're going to do is just bring one foot in between our hands, and then we're going to lift up. Now I can see myself, so I can get myself into alignment, but if I couldn't see myself, I would be aiming to have my hips above my knee, so I need to come back here, and then when I look down, my eye needs to see that my knee is not completely it's not completely taking out my foot. I can see my big toe still. I don't want to see all my toes. So that's what you want to aim for, is that your knee is just taking out half of your toes. Okay, so I should be able to see there that I'm in alignment. Now what I want to mention is this tailbone again. Okay, so bringing in your tummy, tucking in your tummy, tailbone needs to be pointing all the way down to the floor. Okay, in this pose we have a tendency, especially those of us with hypermobility like myself, is that we have a tendency to go for the stretch, okay, and we arch here, and we're not doing our back any favors when we do that. We're just dumping weight in the lower back. Okay, so it's not this, okay, it's very much straight down, aligned down here. If you have a camera like I have, then it's quite helpful, but really if you can't see yourself and you're not in front of a mirror or anything, all you want to do is make sure that this tailbone is tucked under. Okay, I'm just going to switch my legs so that you can see that a little bit clearer. I think that's better. Okay, so you are going to do it on both sides anyway. Okay, so taking out half my toes with my knee. Okay, this should be straight down here. Okay, now if I was out of alignment, I could do this. Okay, like that, and that's not really in alignment. That's just like putting a lot of pressure on my lower back here. Okay, so what I want to do is tuck this tummy in and tilt the pelvis forwards. Okay, so tailbone straight down to the floor. That then when you lift up, you can feel the strength, and one of our intentions today is strength. So if we can feel that strength, we're actually getting what we set out to get. Okay, so just holding this here and feeling the power that's actually coming up from the floor through our body is really empowering. Okay, so just remain for a moment there, breathing in the strength, breathing out the fear. Good. And then I know I've already crossed over, but for you to cross over, you would come forward, bring that leg back, swap the leg over without looking at yourself. Just find your alignment, tummy in, tuck that tailbone down to the floor, hips over your knee, really paying attention to your body. This is the most important thing about yoga, is that you just pay attention to what your body is doing and what it's telling you. I need to bring my foot a little bit further forward, coming up, switching on those legs. So it doesn't look like I'm doing much here in this pose, but if you're doing this with me, you'll be feeling it. Feeling the power that's coming through your legs. Okay, coming down when you're ready. And then just coming back onto all fours. Okay, then we're going to push back up to our downward dog. So all we did was tuck the toes under at the back. Push up into your downward dog. Wait for your body to catch up with you. This is why we don't do it too fast. Making sure that you're breathing in each pose and noticing your body changing its way of holding you. And then we're just going to walk it forward to our hands. You can remain there if you want to, or you can just come straight up. Okay, and then we want to slowly rolling through the back, hanging that head forward right until the last minute. Bringing your shoulders round and back. Bringing your hands once again out, all the way up to the ceiling. Bring your hands together in front of your heart. Now that was just sort of a snippet of a flow. You can add in a lot more poses if you want to, but actually I think if you try and cram lots of poses in, you're not really paying attention to getting each pose working for your body. And the last thing that I want to say is, and I've probably already said it a million times already, is to notice your own body. So listen to your own body, make those small adjustments and just see how it feels. I remember it was a bit revolutionary for me that I had to wait for my body to catch up. I just thought that if I got into the pose that it would just be like wham bam, there we go, we're getting the benefit. But actually you're not until you wait for your body to gently move properly into the pose. And sometimes it takes a while, so just take a moment to wait for your body to readjust to what you've just asked it to do. Okay, so I think I might just go through a quick meditation. So if you want to join me, you can. And all we're going to simply do is lie down on the floor, just flat on the floor here. And I'm going to add in some audio so that you're not just looking at me lying on the floor. I will add some audio onto the end of this video to go through a little light relaxation. And once again, allow your body to catch up with you. You just asked it to lie on the floor, but it's still quite, it might be quite rigid at the moment. So when I say get comfortable, what I mean is wait for your body to just gently melt and adjust down to the floor.